6 years ago, Chantel, her daughter Leela, housemate Tony Poppich and Simon Cadwell disappear mysteriously from this house. As the investigation begins, police discover Simon Cadwell is the author of a Doomsday book, Servers of the Divine Plan, published on the web in 1998. It gains him up to 50 devotees from around the world.
The book was about the coming of a new era after a 75,000-year cycle. Cadwell himself believed that we as beings existed on a higher plane.
I remember them sort of saying that they don't belong on this earth and they can't wait to leave it. You know that movie Powder? It's a guy, he's a bit like an alien. I think he's albino. I've only seen it like years ago, but that was their favourite movie.
And, like an alien, Simon Cadwell could steal other people's identities.
His real name isn't Simon Cadwell. His real name is Gary Felton. And what's happened is he's assumed that identity by stealing a document belonging to a colleague in the UK and obtaining a false passport.
It just makes me wonder, what was he hiding? How bad was what he was doing to have to do that?
Simon's spiritual journey took him from ashrams in India to communes in America. Even here in Nanup, he tried growing a potent hallucinogenic herb, which he believed would help prepare him for Judgment Day.
But the ayahuasca potion fails to produce the desired effect. His last web post is late June 2007. He writes, "I'm exhausted, and the only option left is to leave this world." He also tells one of his female American internet followers he's considering taking the suicide drug Nembutal with his family.
His friend Sharon cautioned against such action and indicated to him that the death of his daughter Leela would amount to murder, at which Cadwell reneged on the idea and made mention that perhaps instead he'd wander off in the wilderness where they would live in isolation.
You know, you'd hope you wouldn't be able to do that to your child, but if their beliefs are so strong and they're so brainwashed, you don't really know, do you?
Around the same day Chantel calls her parents for the last time, she also sells her car for $4,000 and banks the cheque. It's the last reported sighting of her.
What I find intriguing about this story is, why would they sell their possessions, including their prized dogs and their motor vehicles, to relocate to Brazil, and to this day not 1 cent has been taken out of their bank accounts? The question is, was it murder? Or was it just an elaborate ploy to completely disappear?
The fact that these people haven't accessed any of their bank accounts, haven't come under notice of any of the government agencies, does cause us serious concern that they may have met with foul play, and it may have been a murder-suicide pact.
You can't just disappear 4 people without someone helping you, because they walked out of the house and left everything in the house and vanished.
So here's the timeline of events here in Western Australia, but compounding this mystery, there were 3 suicides associated with the Cadwell sect shortly after.
That's correct. Days after the disappearances, a man in Canada who was a disciple of Cadwell's beliefs committed suicide in his country, and a year thereafter a couple in Massachusetts in the USA did likewise.
Intriguingly, 2 of those 3 people had visited Cadwell in Nanup sometime earlier. American Christina Parrott was another devotee who later committed suicide. Before taking a lethal dose of Nembutal, she wrote this letter to her parents.
This world has become too oppressive and dense, barely breathe sometimes. This world has become so darkened and separated from the divine, struggling each day to find purpose, felt that it was simply time to leave.
So did Chantel, Leela, Tony and Simon Cadwell also follow the same desperate path? Well, police have just released new information that throws the case into even deeper mystery. Days after Chantel and Leela were last seen, someone using Tony Poppich's mobile phone boarded a train to Perth. This person bought the ticket under the name of J. Roberts.
There is one person that we know for a fact did leave Nanup and travel on that train.
Less than an hour after the train arrives in Perth, a man calling himself Tony Poppich books a double room at a backpackers lodge. Given Simon Cadwell's history of stealing identities, was this really Tony Poppich? Or was it Simon Cadwell himself?
He checked into the underground backpackers hostel in Northbridge, where he apparently produced photographic identification in the form of his driver's licence to the receptionist.
Just before 7 the next morning, the man catches a taxi to the East Perth railway station. Once more, a train ticket is bought in the name of J. Roberts. This time, it's a ticket to Kalgoorlie.
So, who got on the train that morning? Was it Tony Poppich? Or, once again, had Simon Cadwell assumed someone else's identity? All we're sure of is that the mystery man, J. Roberts, whoever he was, did board the Prospector that day. And he sat right here, that's seat 16 in car 3, Monday, July the 16th, 2007.
And we would ask anyone who was on that service that morning, or for that matter, any Trans-WA service on that morning, who may have been in company with anyone by the name of J. Roberts, to give Crime Stoppers a call and pass that information on to us.
Even after 6 years, Kathy and Jim McDougall still hold out hope that their daughter Chantel and granddaughter Leela are still alive and out there somewhere.
We really love you both. We would love to just hear if you're okay and safe and happy, or if you need help, get some message to us and we could help you.
That's always been our message. Come home.